The NFL's all-time rosters franchise begins tonight in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the all-time Packers tangle the all-time Saints. Nick Rice on hand as we bring you to Lambeau Field, an NFL kickoff. The all-time rosters franchise features the greatest Saints against the greatest Packers in the first game of the year. Williams the touchback, and leading the way for a quarterback room filled with Hall of Fame talent is Aaron Rodgers, who beat out Brett Favre and Bart Starr for the #1 QB position. He is the highest rated passer in NFL history, 4-time NFL MVP, and a Super Bowl 45 MVP and champion in Aaron Rodgers. First down, he is at the controls of this incredible offense. Off the play fake, Rodgers on his first drop of the season, sacked by the blitzing Jabari Greer. Now that should be a rarity for the Packers, who have this superstar offensive line, 6 first-team All-Pros, 5 Hall of Famers, yet Jabari Greer ran right by him on the first play of the season. And now Rodgers on second down finds Lofton the check down for the gain of 10. Let's check out the starters for the Green Bay offense. Don Hudson and Sterling Sharp combined for a great 1-2 tandem at receiver. Paul Kaufman, the tight end. And Clark Kinkle joins Jim Taylor in the backfield for the all-time Packers. The greatest 53 Green Bay Packers and the greatest 53 New Orleans Saints on Thursday night. 3rd and 5. Screen to Amon Green, and Greer drags him down short of the marker.
Number 30.
Let's check out the starters for the Saints defense. 2 members of the Hall of Fame joining Jonathan Vilma, Cameron Jordan, and Pat Swilling. It's Sam Mills and Ricky Jackson enshrined in Canton. And for the Saints, those two create a very dynamic front 7 defensively. We saw them force the 3 and out. Daniel Wellen, 2023 undrafted free agent out of UC Davis, drives it deep. And Martin lost the ball, but Harper recovers. And after the return, the Saints, Drew Brees, no question, he is the top QB in New Orleans' rich history. He'll take the field for the Saints. 12-time Pro Bowler and the 2nd all-time leading passer in NFL history. Over 80,000 career passing yards spanning nearly 2 decades in the National Football League. An incredible player, the staple of the Saints franchise. Brees on the first throw of the season, deep to Graham for the pickup of 20 and a New Orleans first down. Jimmy Graham, a talented tight end in his day, the #1 target for Drew Brees in this offense at the tight end position. Makes a big catch for the opening first down of the season. Packers line up in a dollar defense on first down. The blitz is coming. Brees shoots it, and he's got a man out there, but it's overthrown to Martin and incomplete. The Saints offense, Michael Thomas and Joe Horn at receiver. We saw Jimmy Graham make big plays at the tight end spot. McAllister joins Mike Carney in the backfield. The New Orleans offense, really anybody out there joining Drew Brees makes for a very good offense, where 6 different seasons they were the best offense in football. Brees back, flips it to his left. Jimmy Graham open again as another Saints first down.
The catch is made for a first down.
Boy, Jimmy Graham, the former 3rd-round pick out of Miami, one of the great tight ends of his era, and set the Saints record with 16 touchdown grabs in 2013. Brees on first down, swings it to McAllister. Woodson drags him down on a 15-yard pass play. This is some drive engineered by Brees. Already 3 first-down pickups and already in field goal range against this vaunted Green Bay defense. Inside run to McAllister. Inside the 10, he's dragged down by Butler at the 9. 14-yard run from McAllister. It's 1st and goal. Middle of the first, the Saints have had a statement drive here on the road on Thursday night. Kamara with the call, and Woodson knocks him down at the 3-yard line. The Green Bay defense, all 5 of these guys, members of the Hall of Fame: Herb Adderley, Reggie White, Willie Davis, Henry Jordan, and Willie Wood. In the Super Bowl era, the Packers 2 times over were the #1 defense in the game. 1967 and 1996, both years the Packers won the Super Bowl. That was 2 of their 4 Super Bowl titles and 2 of their 13 to lead the NFL in the World Championships. Matthews drills the running back for a huge loss to the 7-yard line, and now the Saints will spread it out on 3rd and goal. Kamara in the backfield, joined by Breeze. Quick throw to Joe Horn. Perplexing decision. He's short of the marker. 4 of 5 for 54 yards on that spectacular first quarter drive for New Orleans. And now Hall of Famer Morton Anderson on for the 20-yarder. His kick is good.
The field goal attempt
Anderson,
is good.
the second most field goals in NFL history, has the first field goal of the season on Thursday night. And away we go. The kickoff is taken by Adderley, who will down the ball for a touchback. Game 1 of 256 for the all-time rosters franchise. The series to determine the greatest franchise in NFL history, as the Green Bay Packers, one of the favorites to win it all, they gave up the early field goal as Taylor picks up 12 in the first. This is a Packers franchise that is one of the most successful blue blood championship caliber franchises that should be there towards the very end. And New Orleans is trying to pull off the upset here, already up a field goal. Rodgers to Sharp over the middle for 11, and a Green Bay first down.
Completes the pass. Gain of 12 on
Joining Hall of Fame targets Don Hudson and James Lofton is Sterling Sharp, as Taylor on the draw gets by the first defender, and Jordan drags him down in a gain of 8. Sterling Sharp, the second most yards per game in NFL history at the time of his retirement in 1994, and he still holds the franchise record in that category, despite the rules of the game changing to favor guys like Devontae Adams and other new guys for the Packers at receiver. Rodgers throws a jump ball in the end zone, and Hudson comes down with it. Touchdown, Green Bay. One of the best receivers of all time, joining the likes of T.O., Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Don Hudson. One of the best ever, 7-time league leader in receiving. This is a guy that, because of the time he played, gets a little bit overshadowed. The extra point from Crosby is good, but Don Hudson is among the greatest receivers in NFL history, and you saw exactly why. A home run threat every time he touches the ball. His first target of the season, a 49-yard touchdown. Green Bay in front by 4. Kamara from a yard deep with a convoy to the 10, and he is drilled at the 21-yard line by Anderson. New Orleans settled for a field goal on their last drive with Morton Anderson, and now the Saints will try and break the lead again. They'll line up with 3 receivers and come out with another pass from Breeze. Already his 6th throw of the ball game, and it's a deep shot in the area of Graham, but out of bounds. Incomplete.
Can't complete the pass.
Second down, late in the first quarter, a thrilling game. Anderson the field goal for the Saints, and the touchdown from Hudson. Quick flip over the middle to Graham, and the first quarter comes to a close with an 8-yard completion to Graham. End of 1, and the Packers lead it by 4. Welcome to Thursday night. The all-time rosters franchise, greatest Saints against the greatest Packers. Through a quarter, Hudson's touchdown gives Green Bay the 7th lead. Nick Rice in hand, a 64-degree night at Lambeau. Another completion to Jimmy Graham for the first down. The Packers are having a tough time covering this guy. Graham moves the chains. He was a member of the Packers in 2018 and 2019, part of a interesting journey. False start.
False start, offense, first down.
He is a Saints legend of the tight end position as Jimmy Graham, but also spent time with Green Bay along with Seattle and Chicago, then returned to the Saints for the 2023 season. Really an NFL journeyman and the tail end of his career. On first down, they'll target him in the sideline, that is caught but out of bounds.
Number 9 has his pass ball incomplete.
Make no mistake, even with a guy like Graham, The leader of this offense is one Drew Brees. On second down, he hands to McAllister with a big hole. He's across midfield and dragged down to the 42. Wood with the tackle. Check out the blocking up front by that fabulous offensive line. It was Willie Rowe for the left tackle position, joining Jermon Bushrod on that left side, paving the way for Deuce McAllister, the two-time Pro Bowler out of Ole Miss. On first down, he get the call again, lost it, and Forrester recovers. And we've got a man down to the field. That's McAllister, who got crushed, and he is out right now. It looks like a pretty serious injury with 6:48 left in the first half. We're back, first down, Green Bay, following the Deuce McAllister fumble and injury. Alvin Kamara, George Rogers, Mark Ingram, and Mike Carney, the other backs in the Saints' all-time offense. Incompletion from Aaron Rodgers. Jim Taylor, a Hall of Fame back himself, the intended target. 6:45 left in the second quarter of a 7-3 ball game. Green Bay in front. Rodgers out of the gun against the blitz. Deep shot to Hudson, and he is gone. 61 yards for the touchdown. Don Hudson strikes again, and to think that he wasn't just a home run threat, but in the first half, the Saints are facing a guy that is just red hot coming right out of the preseason. And with 6:37 to go in the half, it's been all Hudson. 14-3 Green Bay. Already Hudson, 2 catches for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. I had talked about him being one of the best receivers of all time. He's playing like the absolute best in the first half of this one. Line drive. Kamara downs it for a touchback. New Orleans has their work cut out for him. The last drive ended with a lost fumble from Deuce McAllister as they trail by 11. Kamara takes the spot of McAllister right now at the 20 as the Saints begin their next drive. 4-man rush. Brees gets rid of it into traffic for Thomas, who makes the catch. The officials discuss it, and they say yes, inbounds to Thomas. A disappointing career for Thomas, who set the all-time NFL record with receptions in 2019 with 149. Another false start of the offense. Yet again, the 2-time Pro Bowler out of Towson, Jermon Bushrod, for the 5-yard setback. The Saints' Michael Thomas, since the record-breaking season, missed 47 of the next 67 Saints games. Brees on 1st and 15 to Kamara, who dropped it. Hit by Matthews.
Number 41, the intended target on the play.
Drew Brees, a steady first half in this offense. Former second-round pick out of Purdue. With the snap at the 27-yard line, he takes a shot into double coverage. In fact, triple coverage, and Woodson knocks it away from Thomas.
Number 13, the intended receiver.
Not too often, Brees, who is one of the most efficient passers in the game, will try and fit one into coverage like that. 3rd and 15, they'd love to avoid a 3-and-out. Brees guns it to Graham. And when they need a big play, they've leaned on this guy. Already 78 yards in the first half for Graham. And with that, New Orleans has a fresh set of downs here as they convert the 3rd and long. And the Packer defense, with a total of 10 Hall of Famers pushed around right now.
False start. Offense. First down.
Another false start of the offense. Charles Woodson, Willie Wood, Herb Adderley, Leroy Butler, Bobby Dillon, Ray Nitschke, Henry Jordan, Willie Davis, Dave Robinson, and Reggie White. 10 Hall of Famers on this ridiculously talented Green Bay defense. In fact, the Packers have 22 Hall of Famers overall, second only to the all-time Chicago Bears in the National Football League. This is just an incredible team all the way around. The Saints, however, credit to them, after the Kamara run of 7, hanging in the first half against the Packers. Brees scans the field on second down, shuffles to his right, hit as he throws, and that is Joe Horn. He's got it inbounds of the 38.
The play results.
Well, Joe Horn just kept drifting to the right side of the coverage, found the seam, and Drew Brees drops it right in the breadbasket for the first down. Another methodical New Orleans drive. Kamara cuts it back and runs right into the arms of Henry Jordan.
Number 41 gets the call. 1 yard gain.
Jordan, five-time first-team All-Pro and a Hall of Famer out of Virginia, an anchor of the dynastic Packers of the 60s. They won 5 championships led by Jordan during that era with Vince Lombardi, Bart Starr, and all the cast of characters of that incredible Packers unit. Bill Forrester with the stop there. Another third down coming up, and the Saints have had no problems converting third down throughout most of this drive. At the 34-yard line, Brees is back and shoots it towards the end zone. And it is Colston who was open, but ran out of real estate. Morton Anderson, who hit the chip shot earlier from 20, on for a 51-yarder out of the hold of Archie Manning. Snap, set, the kick from Anderson. On the way, it looks good, but it is off the crossbar and no good.
Field goal is no good.
Tough break for Anderson. Just a yard short that time on the field goal. The league leader in field goal percentage in 1986, and one of the best kickers of his time. Just a little bit short on that one. First down, the Packers take over with good field position again. Rodgers throws, and Marshawn Lattimore has picked him off. He breaks an Adams tackle at the 50. There goes Lattimore to the 35.
Number 23 picks off the pass.
Intended for Davante Adams, Rodgers tried to fit that one right in, and among the most efficient passers in the history of the game, makes his first big mistake. Marshawn Lattimore, the 2017 Defensive Rookie of the Year, on the interception for New Orleans. Saints given a mulligan here, already in field goal range after the Anderson miss just a play ago. Ingram, the deep back, a false start of the offense.
False start. Offense. First down.
A 5-yard loss. We're just getting word from up here. Deuce McAllister sustained an upper body injury and is out for the remainder of the game. In fact, it may be a serious injury. Tune into the injury report as Brees throws that one, and it's nearly picked off to Ingram, the third string back of this offense. Deuce McAllister, a huge loss for the Saints. Tune in Monday for the complete injury report and the status of McAllister moving forward as the number 1 guy. Ingram lost the ball, but it looked like he was down by contact. And Colston is wrapped up at the 36. No challenge flag thrown, so it's third down in the position of field goal range for Anderson. As Brees takes the snap on 3rd and long. Deep shot, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. And the Saints will forego the long Anderson field goal. Morstead, the franchise record holder for punt average, will try and pin the Packers deep, but instead belts it through the end zone for a touchback. Just a 16-yard punt. Don Hudson has been the player of the game so far for Green Bay. 2:27 left in a lopsided first half. 14-3 Packers. Out of the full house, Taylor is buried for a loss by Derlin Moore, former second-round pick out of Oklahoma in 1973, and was a mainstay for the Saints through the 80s. And led by Moore, they were the number 2 defense in football in 1983. Years before Peyton and the Saints became the championship offense that they were. Rodgers scrambles in front of the 2-minute warning for 7. 3rd and 3 at the 27-yard line. 4-man delay rush, and that pass to Taylor is incomplete.
The pass results in an
3 and out for Green Bay with 1:46 left in the half. For those of you just joining us, the Packers in the first game of the all-time rosters franchise Thursday night lead New Orleans 14-3 as Wellen drives his second punt of the ball game to Martin at the 20. And he takes a tumble to the 31-yard line. Clark Hinkle, the Hall of Famer out of Bucknell, with the tackle. 2 long touchdowns from Don Hudson, 41 and 59, followed by preceded the field goal by Morton Anderson. First down, Brees over the downfield and out of bounds. Over towards Eric Martin. Second down and 10 yards to go. from the 31-yard line. With Kamara in the block, Brees hit as he throws. It's incomplete. And we've got a man down. That is Drew Brees. Whoa, this is a huge moment for the Saints as Willie Davis crushes Drew Brees. And with Deuce McAllister already out of the game, now Archie Manning will take the reins as the signal caller for the Saints. Boy, this is some defense, forcing 2 injuries in the first half. A check down from Manning and a 2-yard gain. Green Bay head coach Vince Lombardi calls timeout with 1:25 left in the first half. Thomas Morstead with the punt. And a good one to Willie Wood at the 22. He shakes a tackle at the 30 and is chased down at the 40-yard line by Childs. Well, this is a significant injury. Already the Saints underdogs on the road, and now Brees is out of the game. We'll give you an injury update as soon as we can of the status of the star quarterback. Outcut to Lofton for the gain of 8. The timeout is called by Green Bay. Hudson has been the big play man for Green Bay in the first half, but Lofton gets involved for the Packers. He's 12th in the all-time receiving list in the NFL. Rodgers deep. There's Lofton again. Foot race to the end zone, and Lofton is dragged down at the 1. The Saints' Tom Myers and Dave Waymer combined for the touchdown-saving tackle, but James Lofton tortures the defense with 2 big catches, and it's 1st and goal. This is some offense. Even if Hudson is bottled up, there's other star Hall of Fame players that can make an impact in the passing game, with Rodgers throwing it to him. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Rodgers looks left, throws it laterally to Taylor, who's out of bounds for a huge loss. The only good thing about that play is it stops the clock, and the Packers hang on to their 3rd timeout. Rodgers already with 2 first-half touchdowns. On 2nd and goal, he looks and throws to Lofton for the touchdown. 3 touchdowns in the first half for Aaron Rodgers. A Hall of Fame start to the season for Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history as a member of Green Bay. Extra point from Crosby is good. Well, it's going to be a long season for opposing defenses if Rodgers plays like this. 199 yards and 3 touchdowns in just the first half, and that's on 73% completions. A phenomenal day for Rodgers. Kamara has down the ball for a touchback. Nick Rice in hand. 18 seconds left. All-time Packers up 21-3. A hat trick for the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. And that defense for Green Bay is bent throughout but is not broken so far. Handoff. Kamara racing left. Gets a block to the 40, to the 45. And is taken down by Robinson. Timeout Sean Payton in New Orleans with 10 seconds left in the first half. A big run for the reserve. In for injured Deuce McAllister. It is a 33-yard carry for Kamara. He's one of the 5 wide. Archie Manning throws it, and that is nearly picked off. Well, Archie Manning, the most sacked quarterback in 3 of his first 5 years in the NFL during the 70s, and missed all of year 6 with a shoulder injury, but ironically, he steps in for the injury to Drew Brees, who goes down late in the half. Manning to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Archie Manning and the Saints against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. All-time rosters franchise. It's 21-3 at the end of the first half. Welcome back to Lambeau Field on Thursday night. 2 quarters complete, and the all-time Packers lead the all-time Saints in the beautiful backdrop of Lambeau Field. It's 21-3 Green Bay. Nick Rice on hand for game 1 of the all-time rosters franchise. Kamara downs the ball for a touchback as we begin the second half. Well, led by Drew Brees, the Saints were the #1 offense in the NFL 6 times in the Super Bowl era, but he is out, as is Deuce McAllister. This is the backup Alvin Kamara, 17 yards and a first down.
17-yard gain on the play.
With an unreal 10 yards a carry for Alvin Kamara, he has more than made up for the loss of Deuce McAllister for the game. And he gets the call, his 7th run, for a short pickup to the 39-yard line. He is the 5-time Pro Bowler out of Tennessee, who has the most rushing touchdowns in franchise history and the most receiving touchdowns in franchise history among tailbacks, Alvin Kamara. Manning hit as he throws, finds Thomas for the gain of 6.
Number 8 with the pass completion.
The tackle short of the first down by Tramon Williams, the Pro Bowler out of Louisiana Tech. 3rd down and 2. Out of the eye, Manning is going to throw it on a 5-step drop. Post pattern to Thomas for the first down, a gain of 20. 3 for 5 with 28 yards today for Archie Manning, 2-time Pro Bowler out of Ole Miss. In for the injured Drew Brees, who was a Iron Man for the Saints after missing the tail end of his Charger career with an injury. And ironically, it was at the Saints where he showed that he was one of the most durable quarterbacks in the game. But goes down in the first half of the first game of the season. Blitz, Manning crushed and nearly picked off. Williams came in scot-free on the blitz. That brings up a 3rd down with 5:12 left in the third. The Saints begin the second half with a monster drive here into field goal range. 3rd down and 4. Manning fires out of bounds. Incomplete. A strong start to the drive, but the offense stalls, and Anderson, who has split his 2 attempts today, is on for another long one, 47 yards on the left hash. Pulled from the quarterback, and the kick is good with plenty of room to spare. 21-6, Packers. And here we go, the kickoff returnable by Tramon Williams at the 2-yard line. And he gets dumped at the 18. That is where the Packers begin their opening drive of the second half. Now, what is very ironic about Green Bay is that the Packers, whether Brett Favre, Bart Starr, or Aaron Rodgers, all 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks were at the controls as Taylor's dumped for a loss by Pat Swilling. Ironically, all 3 quarterbacks, they never in a single season led the offense to the #1 yards total in the league. So they were never the #1 total offense, never even the #2 total offense with those Hall of Famers, as Aaron Rodgers gallops to the 30 and picks up the first down, a gain of 15. So the best offense in franchise history was led in 1983 by James Lofton and the cast of characters, Paul Kaufman and the cast of characters of that unit. As Jim Taylor on the run picks up the first down on the gain of 15.
Number 31 hits the point. Gain of 15.
First down to their own 47. The Packers led that year by Lynn Dickey. So that was the quarterback of the best total offense in Packers history, Lynn Dickey. And the team went 8-8. 5-yard stretch run to Jim Taylor to the New Orleans side of the 50. 21-6, 2 tight ends on 2nd down and 5. Toss to Jim Taylor. He spins, hit from Vilma, and dragged down by the secondary defender Dave Waymer at the 47-yard line. One of the best defenses of all time, led by Waymer in 1983 for the Saints. He has the all-time Saints record for interceptions with 37. But the first pick of the year for that secondary is from Marshawn Lattimore. First down with Sterling Sharp on a gain of 6. The all-time Packers continue the all-time rosters franchise, beginning a 2-game road trip in Carolina to battle the all-time Panthers as Swilling makes the stop here. Meanwhile, that Week 3 battle in Soldier Field against Chicago is marked as one of the games of the year. It is a very exciting matchup between the top 2 most talented teams in the history of football, as that play gains 12 and a first down by Green. Those are two of the most successful franchises in all of professional sports, the all-time Chicago Bears and the all-time Green Bay Packers, and they meet in week 3 at Soldier Field. Make sure to join us for that showdown in a couple of weeks. Rodgers airmails that one incomplete to Sterling Sharp. This Packers receiving core, incredible, led by the guys that we've heard of throughout the game, Don Hudson and Sterling Sharp, along with James Lofton, as Taylor is dumped for a loss by Swilling. But let's not forget about guys like Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, and Davante Adams. Fourth quarter coming up next, and the Packers lead 21-6. A fabulous receiving core for the Packers as we begin the fourth quarter with Hudson out there, joined by two tight ends, Chimura and Kaufman. Green on the call and is buried at the line. The Packers kicker is Mason Crosby, one of 11 field goal kickers to go an entire season without a miss in a minimum of 16 attempts. He'll try and make his first of the season here, and it is good from 47. And this season opener nearly over. The Packers up by 18 with 7:24 left in the game. And of course, the Saints are already down Deuce McAllister and maybe down Drew Brees, but I am getting word that he may return before this one is over. So it is not a significant multi-week injury for Drew Brees. With 7:21 left, the Saints take the field down by 18. Kamara the back. Brees is in fact already back in the game. Kamara is buried by Davis as the Saints are on a no huddle after the 1-yard gain. Kamara joining Brees in the backfield on second down. Brees fires into traffic. Thomas makes the catch, gets by the defense, and wins the foot race to the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans Saints. That was a gutsy throw from Brees. Herb Adderley had that play covered, but Thomas, like a basketball player, boxed out the defense, got position to the sideline, and Adderley overran the play. And the Saints scored their first touchdown of the season, a 2-play, 78-yard march from New Orleans. Game isn't over yet. Thomas over 100 yards already with 6:59 left in the ball game. 24-13. We've got ourselves a dandy here in the fourth quarter as the kickoff sails through the end zone for a touchdown. First down, all-time Packers of their own 20. Rodgers on fire today. Nearly 275 yards and 3 touchdowns. What a performance. And he'll do some damage with his feet again. A 16-yard scramble. It is amazing that Aaron Rodgers in his Packer career has just one Super Bowl trip. That was the club from 2010 that went out of the wild card position all the way to the Super Bowl. Rodgers on a deep drop, fires to Sharp. Good for the first down and a gain of 11. The coverage from the Saints, Dave Waymer that time. And that'll move the chains and move the clock. Under 6 minutes left. Blitz. Rodgers looks downfield, fires again, too sharp, but this time was well covered, incomplete. Well, on paper, this was a mismatch, but credit to New Orleans for hanging in the game. Championships, the Saints with 1, the Packers with 13, as Taylor's dumped by Mills for a loss. Hall of Fame players, Packers with 22, the Saints with 4. Playoff wins, the Packers with 37 and the Saints with 10. And win percentage, the Saints are at 47%, that is 23rd. The Packers 57%, that is second, only to the Cowboys. 4:46 left in the ball game. And Green Bay brings in Daniel Wellen, who had the second best punt average season in Packer history as just a rookie, from an undrafted free agent to a superstar punter for Green Bay. Martin dumped to the 16-yard line by Jair Alexander. New Orleans hits the back at home, their first home game of the season, the regular season that is, against Chicago next week, as Ingram buried for a loss by Dave Robinson. Second and 16. 4 minutes left. The Saints can get right back in the ball game with points on this drive. In cut to Colston for the gain of 8. Time is of the essence, and the Saints will not run a no huddle. The next snap at around 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Perplexing decision from head coach Sean Payton, who's with the team for 15 years, beginning in 2006. 3rd and 8. 4-man rush for Breeze, who shoots it deep. Incomplete. Thomas, the intended target. And the Saints, if they don't convert this, the game is just about over. With 3:19 to go, biggest play of the game is 4th and 8 for Breeze and the offense. Right back after the injury in the first half. Breeze fires. It's incomplete. Knocked away by Anderson, and New Orleans commits the turnover on downs. Jimmy Graham was the intended target, but it was very well covered. Not by Anderson. That was Ray Nitschke, the Hall of Famer who knocked it away. Former 3rd-round pick who spent his first 2 years as a backup and then led the way for one of the most dominant defenses of all time in 1967 and the Super Bowl championship. Part of a back-to-back run for Green Bay to begin the Super Bowl era. Rodgers lofts it into the end zone, and Kaufman's got it for a touchdown. 4 touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers today. An absolutely incredible performance by the legendary Green Bay quarterback. Packers lead it 31-13. Now there is only one position on the Green Bay roster where the Packers may be a little bit thin, and that is at tight end. Paul Kaufman leading the way, the franchise record holder for receiving among tight ends. He is a member of the 1980s club of Green Bay, followed by Mark Chimura, Super Bowl champion from the 96 team, and Ron Kramer, lead tight end for the pre-Super Bowl era dynasty of the early 1960s. Those are the 3 tight ends who join that superstar wide receiving core. Breeze throws to Eric Martin for a short gain with Robinson on the stop. 210 yards on 24 attempts for Drew Brees today. Slant, Amber Homowitz makes the catch, his first of the game, and he is out as he sustains the injury with 2:48 left in regulation. Danny Amber Homowitz out of Xavier College in Ohio with his first reception. Horn on the in-cut, gain of 9 on his 3rd reception. No huddle for New Orleans. And while the game is basically over, the Saints are looking for pride points here in the fourth quarter. 3-man rush. Breeze dumped by Jordan. Third down and 8 after the Green Bay sack, their second of the ball game. False start.
False start. Offense. Still 3rd down.
Final play before the 2-minute warning. And for the Saints, this is too little too late. The all-time Saints will lose the opener and, as mentioned, head home for their opener against Chicago next week. After the drop from Ingram, it's a 4th and 13. 2 minutes left in regulation. Green Bay winners today. They play Carolina and Chicago, both on the road next. Return here to Lambeau for week 4 against the Broncos. Breeze shoots it deep, and Graham comes down with it. Fittingly, he closes this one with a big play for New Orleans. And while the game is over, the Saints certainly are showing that they have an offense that can contend. If Graham plays like this offense is going to be very hard to guard for big portions of the season, as the all-time Saints play 4th and 13 on their final snap of the ball game, as they'll try and sneak in a late score here to close regulation. Breeze on 4th down, goes for it all into the end zone, and that is underthrown and incomplete. The final score from Lambeau Field, the all-time Packers 31 and the all-time Saints 13.